Get your GameFace on. Get your GameFace.
Hi everyone and welcome to the GameFace MPNFL Netball Show. Earlier in this week we saw the League Awards nights, and congratulations to all recipients there who were recognised for their awards this year. What a great way to finish the season for you guys, well done. And a very exciting week in Div 2 in particular, as we've got Grand Final Day happening tomorrow.
Yes.
Later in the show we welcome Jade from Langwarrin and Laura from Crib Point, and we have a bit of a chat to the girls about how they're feeling with the game coming up tomorrow.
Yep.
Woohoo! And we've also got, before that, we've got a Swordfish Wine Bar and Tappers Player of the Round to go through, and also how the Div 1 finals are tracking too. So, Christy, what can you tell us about the Swordfish Match of the Round?
I know, how exciting. So for the for finals games on Saturday, my game was selected as the as the Swordfish Match of the Round. So that was our B grade final between Somerville and Langwarrin.
Expected to be pretty tight, I would have thought.
It was. We were able to come away with a good scoreline in the first quarter, and then it was probably neck and neck for the rest of the game. So it was a really great game, and it was even better considering the fact that
you won.
Yeah, I won. I might not have said so many pleasant things about it if I hadn't. So Somerville 34 defeated Langwarrin 20. So Summy progressing now through to the grand final to take on Coringal. However, best on court to be awarded the Swordfish Match of or the Player of the Day. That went to one of our mid-court players who is instrumental, I think, in creating turnover, creating pressure, and just continually just driving that ball back into the attack end. And, you know, that's, if we can just continue to feed the goalers, then odds are. Yeah, that's exactly right. So it was,
and the turnovers create more opportunities too to score, obviously. So.
Yeah. So even those turnovers. So if you happen to have, you know, missed your your centre pass or whatever the case may be, if you can just create those turnovers, and it's just a player. This player who won has moved into this position probably for the first time this year, and wasn't a fan of it originally. I think it's grown.
Most underrated position on the court.
Correct. It has grown on her over the year, and I love having her beside me, and that's Bryony Kelly. So congratulations, Bryony. You definitely deserved this award for that game. So you will, I'll arrange for someone to get in contact with you for your Swordfish Wine Bar and Tappers prize.
Well done, Bryony. Enjoy that with the girls after hopefully a win tomorrow.
You got to share it with everybody, Bryony.
All right, so let's have a quick look now at Division 1 at the results that we had last week. So starting with the under-17s, we had Mount Eliza defeating Rosebud. Look, relatively good win there, 40-21, which I think was expected, because Mount Eliza are pretty dominant. And
so the old girls are going to have a break?
Yes, they'll have the week off this week, and
they'll
then,
enjoy that.
Straight to the granny next week. So yeah, I'm sure they'll. Well, I don't know that they're old in under-17s, but yeah, they're Oh,
I was thinking the D grade. My apologies. The under-17s are like, what? We could play 6 games a day. Sorry, girls.
I don't even feel it, but you know, it's a well-earned break anyway.
Yes.
And on the Sunday we had Mornington defeated by Sorrento, so 28-36. So Sorrento getting a fairly decent win there. We thought it might have been pretty tight, but they got the job done. So they will now face Rosebud. So Sorrento and Rosebud playing on Sunday this week to get into the grand final to face Mount Eliza. So we'll just have to see if either of those teams can challenge Mount Eliza in the big one next week.
That is brilliant that those two clubs, which are, you know, some of our most southern clubs in the MPNFL, having such great results in the under-17s, because they do sometimes find it hard to find players come seniors across those suburbs as everyone heads into town for employment and what's not. So if they can get these girls to stay at the club, that's great for those two clubs.
Well, all right, moving into D grade now, we had my girls Eddie Ass defeating YCW. They went 38-25, so a fairly convincing win in D grade. Our girls have gone undefeated through the season, so they definitely showed why they've done that and how they've managed to do that this year. So very proud of those girls bringing it on Saturday. Then on Sunday we saw Mount Eliza defeat Bomb Beach, so that was 32-27, so a little bit tighter game that one. And look, I think that was pretty much as expected. We're actually surprised that Mount Eliza lost the week before, so we were kind of expecting a Mount Eliza EDS grand final.
So Hero was saying that the under-17s were going to have the week off, but no, it's actually the Mount Eliza girls that are having to do it the hard way.
They have to do it the hard way. They lost last week, and they're having to come back the hard way for sure.
They won't be happy about that.
Maybe not that much. We'll see how they pull up to play next Sunday. They're playing, playing this Sunday, YCW and Mount Eliza. So one of those teams will be then facing EDS in the grand final the week after. Look, it's actually going to be interesting because YCW had a really dominant performance against Mount Eliza last week, getting the win over them. So, yeah.
It'll be just a matter of how much they've taken away from that, how much they've learnt from it.
I agree.
And be able to see whether they can turn that around.
Can bounce back with their experience, whether they bounce back and hit it a bit harder perhaps than they did the week before. So I'm sure Lou will be hoping her girls win on that one, but we'll wait and see what happens on Sunday. Into C grade now, and look, I'm kind of glad Lou's not here tonight, rubbing it in my face that we got the win against us.
So Lou's away with work again, the lucky bugger. So yeah, you are lucky that she's not here to give you a hard time. I'm also really happy about it because the fact that I don't have to talk about this game for the next 10 minutes.
Not a bad result for you either.
Exactly, and all the listeners at home.
So YCW got the job done on us by 4 points. So it was 34 to 30. Mm-hmm. Really, it was actually a fairly tight game. Look, they were pretty in control throughout the match, but that last quarter, I think we got it to within one goal, or sorry, three-quarter time it was within one goal. So it got pretty tight there, but yeah, they were just too classy for us on the day. And
if you're able to meet them again, what are you going to have to do differently?
Oh, look, I feel like we were all just a bit under. We didn't really bring the intensity that we brought the week before, so I think we just need to realise that it's every second counts. We can't just, kind of go in expecting. Can't leave
it for grand final day.
Yes, exactly right.
Got to get there first.
Can't leave anything in the tank. We just got to go out and hit it hard. So look, we'll reset and we'll be facing Bond Beach on Sunday. Bond Beach
is my favourite team.
So, yes, I know. Don't jinx us, Christy. They did a really good job against Rosebud. They got the win 44 to 26. So
yeah, that's
really,
a good win.
Really dominant. So they bounced back against from their loss against us the week before very, very hard. So it will be a really interesting game, really tough ask for us, I think, now to
whether they can now keep that intensity for the next week.
And I think they will be able to. So it will be on us, I think, to really put our foot down and try to stop them coming for us, but we'll see.
Down at Rosebud?
Yes, down at Rosebud on Sunday. So that will be really interesting, and one of us will see YCW the week after that. Into B grade now, and my girls defeated YCW in B grade as well, 42 to 31. So look, a fairly convincing win. I think that the contest was pretty hard, but they got it done quite well in the end. Look, which is pretty great for our girls who actually had six players. 6 B grade players we have at the moment with all of our injuries. So hopefully we'll have a few back in the grand final.
And so
very happy to have
so with your C grade also in finals, are they playing two games or what are we doing?
One of our girls played our whole game and then played their whole game as well. One of our young girls, she is amazingly fit, so she did it very well. But yeah.
Shout out, what's her name?
Chloe.
Chloe.
Right, she was a superstar on the weekend. And
great work, Chloe.
Yeah, centre and
I'm struggling to get through 4 quarters at the moment, let alone 8 of them.
I was watching her going, how is she doing this? How is she doing this? But yeah, it was very impressive for her.
The blessing of youth.
Yes, I know. But look, I think our girls welcome back a couple for the grand final, so they'll be very happy for the week off. YCW now will have to face Dramana, who got the job done against Rosebud on Sunday, so 48 to 30. So that's also a pretty convincing win in. I
think I tipped this one too because this is Millie's team. So congratulations. Yeah, that's great work and a good scoreline.
Yeah, definitely. There's a fairly big gap there. So now Dramana have to face YCW on Sunday, and one of those teams will then be playing off against EDS in the final the week after. So. Look, while Lou's not here, let's say good luck, Jemima, because just to be cheeky.
Yeah, look, no.
I
think so. Maybe YCW.
Moving into A grade now, obviously we had Rosebud's been quite dominant this season, as we know, and they showed that on the weekend against Sorrento, defeating them by 10 goals, 46 to 36.
Yeah, I was surprised by the scoreline though.
I think everybody
still thought it was going to be a little bit tighter.
And look, I think the start was very important. I stayed and watched the first quarter, and Rosebud just came out just in control, really steady and in control.
Important.
Sorrento seemed to be scrambling a little bit, and I think that made a massive difference. So, yeah, they definitely showed a dominant performance on the weekend. So they now go straight to the grand final in 2 weeks. They get the week off.
Hopefully getting that 10-year flag. So they've
got
got themselves in the best position so far.
Yeah, that is for sure. And they're, look, they've defeated all the top teams at least once. So it's, they're looking the goods.
Yeah.
And our girls had a great win against Mornington, so 48 to 33, which was very exciting for us on the Sunday. Having to do it the hard way again to try and get into the granny. They've now got to face
something that
Sorrento
EDS
again.
Probably hasn't done for a long time.
Look, I think our A grade, the last couple of years, I think it's been a little bit tougher than the previous years before that. So they're not
Not guaranteed a flat premiership
I don't think it has
spot,
been
are
the
they?
last couple of years. I think they've had to fight pretty hard, and they've gone in the underdogs the last couple of years too. So, but that EDS Sorrento
clash.
yeah, that's look. It's been tight all season. The final a couple of weeks ago definitely showed just how tight it can get going into overtime, and Sorrento winning by 1 point. So it's going to be a massive ask for both of those teams, I think, to pull that off and face Rosebud the week after. So
and did we have
my girls obviously?
Did we have some players omitted or missing from the Mornington side that went down from EDS, or did we have a full side?
I believe an important player came back for them.
Wow, okay.
Just maybe the Friday before the game. So, and the game was on the Sunday, so she's had a day in between. So they definitely.
I can tell you, jet lag does not disperse after one day.
Maybe not enough. It's true. But,
yeah, interesting. Well, it was good to see that they had the full side, so then they could see that there was no excuses then.
They had every chance, but obviously our girls played a good game against them to get that win. So we'll be definitely looking forward to Sunday, and it's going to be a nail biter again, I'm sure, because it'll be win or don't play. So we'll see how we go.
Funny that, isn't it?
It is, I know, this time of year.
All right, so a big weekend of netball ahead for Division 1 to get those last spots into the big dance. So good luck to all our teams. And so up next, we'll have a look at Division 2. So what we'll do now is go into our Netflix and skills right after this message from our sponsor, Swivs Locker.
Thanks so much to Swivs Locker for their ongoing support. If you need any netty trips or singlets, any new uniforms that you might be looking at for season 2020, definitely make sure you check out swivslocker.com.au. And now it's time for Netflix and Skill. What's up first, Christy?
All right, let's have a look. So I don't know if there's a netballer on the peninsula that hasn't seen this photo throughout the week. It has got a lot of airtime. And that's Sarah...
With good reason, I have to say.
Oh, 100%. So this is Sarah Drain in flight, I would probably say is the best description of it. So Gary from Frankie Photography took this shot of Sarah defending Seaford last weekend. And if this isn't a sign of athleticism and dedication and...
She's absolutely ripped.
Mate, she's a machine. It's just amazing. The height, the elevation, the intensity, it was all there. So, yeah.
So good luck to whoever in Cribby has to face her tomorrow.
It's impressive. Yeah, but you know what? You're going to see that across half a dozen of the players on the court tomorrow.
Very exciting. Well, good signs for our competition, I think. So thanks so much for sending that one through, guys. We're definitely looking forward to that, and hopefully you guys will have some more to send through with a few end-of-season trips coming up, perhaps. We'd definitely love to see them, so make sure you inbox the GameFace page directly, or one of us if you'd like.
I can't wait for ours.
Looking forward to it already. Big plans. So let's have a look and jump straight into the rumour file now, Christy. What have we got?
Okay. So I actually didn't go to the league presentation night on Monday, but I almost went just to see if I could...
dig up some gossip.
Yeah, sniff out some gossip for our rumour file.
Come out of that night.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. All right, so rumour for Division 1 that's come through. Which division club, after paying netball players in season 2019, has been told they will not have a budget to pay players again in 2020?
Ooh. Wonder if you're going to see a mass exodus.
Yeah, well, it will probably call out what the players are playing for. Are they playing for the cash? Are they playing for the club? Are they playing for their teammates? What are they playing for? And I think this is what's going to happen in our league. We know that there are clubs who are paying their players, whether that is the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. I think at the end of every year, you're going to have to address and assess whether that's been a success or not. Yep. And it's so expensive to run football and netball clubs now. So, if you can get the same girls out on the court and maybe not have to spend that money, then potentially why are we...
Why would you pay?
Yeah, but then maybe we could stop paying the footballers for the same reason.
Yeah, well, this is true.
So, interesting. So we'll see what happens there in Division 1. Division 2, which Division 2 coach has apparently cracked it after not being voted Coach of the Year at the League Awards on Monday night? I can tell you that was not me.
No?
I think I've said that about quite a few Division Two rumours that have come through. No, so that wasn't me. I'm happy to say that I've actually, and we've announced it this week, that we've actually got a new coach at Somerville for our A grade next year. That's like, I am so happy. I'm so happy. So Chloe's coming to join us at Summy next year, so really happy about that. But yeah, interesting.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Interesting.
Like, because you obviously, if you put in a good performance, then you sort of would like to be recognised for it. But at the end of the day, does it really matter?
Just because I can and because I know that, I wasn't in contention and anything like this, I think the downside to this, and I don't know how the league can overcome it, but the team of the year can very often become a bit of a popularity contest.
And maybe just who you know from the other team rather than
correct.
Who's the best.
Than necessarily who's the best. Now, I know football's done differently. They don't put it out to a vote to all the clubs. They have a committee that really assesses the teams and puts it together. And I think that's something that they might need to consider moving forward.
Might need to work towards that when we're
having a working committee throughout the year that is looking at the games, what's happening, who are the standouts.
Bylaws.
Well, I don't know if that's really got to do with the team of the year.
I'm just thinking if you've got a working committee, maybe they can be doing both.
Oh, no, different working committees.
Okay.
But I think that might be something that the league has to consider because, it starts almost becoming like a high school popularity contest.
It's hard not to be biased too, I think, if
Well, you can't choose people from your own side, from your own club.
You've got a friend
and that's the only
you're going to vote for them over
and that's the
someone
only
else,
thing that does remove a little bit, that makes it impartial to a degree, is that you can't clearly choose people from your own club. But yeah, I don't know.
It's tricky.
We'll leave that one.
We'll wait and see if anything changes for next season. So thanks for those guys. Thanks for sending them through. And just keep them coming. We've got one more show. So if you've got any juicy things that came out of the League Awards night or perhaps from the Grand Finals, anything like that, definitely let us know. So up next we preview the 2019 Division 2 Grand Finals, as well as welcome our guests Laura and Jade to the panel. So we'll be right back after this quick message from Frankie Media. Thanks so much to Frankie Media for their ongoing support. If you need help with websites, marketing, signage or promotional videos, make sure you check out frankiemedia.com.au. And now we'd like to welcome to our show a couple of head coaches on the panel today. We've got Laura from Crib Point and we've got Jade from Langwarrin. Welcome, girls. Thanks for coming on. And we've obviously got a massive day ahead tomorrow with Div 2 Grand Finals kicking off and we can't wait. It's going to be a very exciting day. So first of all, guys, we've got the football and netball tomorrow on the same day but different locations. How are we feeling about that?
I'm not super pumped about it. I like it being on the same day, but different locations is a bit of a challenge.
Makes it hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, although we don't have any footballers in this year, it would be nice to be at the same location. I think
you were close.
We were close to the 19s, yeah super close. I think it gives a real country feel to the game when you have both football and netball at the same place. We did it one year when we had the final at Hastings that year. It was really good. So it's a shame it's not the same this year.
Yeah, when the netball finals were on the football prelim day, and it's always then at a local club level, it's massive because they're really important football games as well.
That's right.
And you've also potentially got more clubs that are involved because, particularly what's happening tomorrow with the football with a whitewash of Coringal. But, it's just, where do we have to be? Are we going to finish playing a game and we're all going to drive off? Yeah. It's interesting. So your husband plays football.
Yeah.
So what are his thoughts? What are the boys thinking? What's so special about Frankster Park?
Well, he would say that he would have loved to have played there. They played one grand final, and that was the year they had it at Hastings, and he was pretty devastated that he didn't get to have the big crowd at Frankston.
Is it the equivalent of the MCG?
Well, I don't know. It must be. I don't know. But I know he was really disappointed that year. But yeah, it is what it is, and it just fell that way that year. But I know that the boys do enjoy playing there. I think it's you get heaps more people in there, and I understand why the league do it.
Yep.
But it just puts us at a bit
disappointing
of a
for the
disadvantage.
netballers.
Yeah, I think it is.
And what about at Langwarrin? Is there any impact for you girls?
Oh, it makes it tough not having the boys there as an extra support, but we're hoping after the Resi's play that they'll come down and watch. You know, it's 15-minute drive or something.
Yes.
So hopefully they'll get down there and support us.
I have a feeling that's why Somerville was given the netball finals, potentially. I know that we've held a few of the other rounds so far at Somerville as well, but because of the proximity to Frankston Park.
Yeah.
So if you are having to go across the two venues, then fingers crossed that your boys, no excuses, just up the road to come up and watch the girls play netball as well, because it's going to make a difference on crowd support.
Yeah, definitely. So let's kick off the previews now of the games tomorrow, Christy, and let's have a look at under-17s. What can we expect?
Okay, so the grand finalists for the under-17s this year will be Seaford versus Chelsea. So I watched the Chelsea versus Red Hill game last week, and again, this was a double-up of a game that had been played previously. So Chelsea had taken away that win, and for the first quarter in the under-17s, Red Hill really came out firing, and I really thought that maybe this would be a change, that we might have got a Red Hill win here, but I think just the steadiness of the Chelsea girls, they were able to be really consistent across the court, and so they've definitely earned their position into the finals there. So you know, it's fantastic under-17s, which is a real infant stage in our competition, to have them participate in the grand finals, and I'm sure they'll be really excited first thing in the morning. So it's a nice early game for them. So you know, in the end, these two teams finished top two, so that's what you like to see often. Play out in the grand finals. And I don't know if we're going to be tipping. Does anyone want to make a tip to see who they think is going to win this game?
I actually watched the I don't know what final it was, preliminary or I can't remember, but they were playing at Chelsea when we were our under-19s were there, so I went across and watched, and there are some good netballers in there.
They really are.
They are really good. So my tip, I think, through watching our 17s against both of those sides, as well as watching that game, is probably Seaford. I think they're probably going to take it out.
Yep,
I agree.
Going to stick with that?
Seaford are pretty good.
The good thing about this is that we've noticed that there's a lot of under-17 girls who've come into our competition potentially thinking that they're only going to play under-17s, and they have already started stepping up into those senior grades. So if we can continue doing that, that's going to be the lifeblood for a lot of clubs, I think. So I am myself also going to go for Seaford. So let's see what happens with that one.
Good luck in the morning, girls.
Yes. Okay, D grade. So D grade last week at Somerville, it was Chelsea versus Red Hill. So this was a bit of a Groundhog Day thing that happened last week. So it was Chelsea versus Red Hill in the first three games of the day. And we had Chelsea defeat Red Hill in the D grade. So this one was a little bit more convincing, with Chelsea coming away with the win 43-28. So they'll take on Coringal. So the first of the Coringal sides who have made the grand final tomorrow. And so this is a 1 versus 3. Last time they met, Coringal came away with a handy 8-goal win. One thing I think might be a factor in this game will be the weather. So depending on how
much wind/rain/
Yeah, Mother Nature, if she can just calm herself down a little bit just for tomorrow, that'd be lovely. So that might play a part in this game, because I think this is going to be the closest one out of potentially the 3 Coringal games that we've got scheduled. So, look, only because I went for Seaford in the last game, I'm going to see if we can get Chelsea over the line for this one. Anyone else want to contribute with a tip? No?
It'll be tough.
No?
It'll be a tough game.
I think Coringal.
You think Coringal? And Sam, with all the knowledge from Division 2?
I'd love to see Chelsea win, only because my mate Chelsea plays for Chelsea in D grade. So
Chelsea for Chelsea.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go with Chelsea for that one. Okay, now moving on to C grade. Now this is the team that all year we've given a bit of a hard time on the show, in the fact that there really just hasn't been anybody close to Coringal in this C grade competition. And I know that we'll talk about it, or we've talked about it during the day, is around what happened with the league votes. There's been some winners here from Coringal as well. They finished top of the ladder. They're undefeated. Chelsea and Red Hill played off to get this spot, and I think it was going to be a fight to who was going to come second.
Yeah.
That's a really tough ask for clubs, particularly in that C grade. But I think hands down, monkeys on their back, arm times behind their back, whatever it is. I think Karingal has this one.
Well, anything can happen on
sewn
Grand
in.
Final Day, can't it?
Well, yeah, good point. You can, yeah.
I'm sort of shipping Karingal, but
Look, hands down, I would suggest that in most other games. I don't think it will be that case in this one. I think that Red Hill will. Red Hill, fantastic to be there. It's going to be red versus red. It's going to be.
It's a little confusing.
Going to be a little bit challenging, particularly probably more so for the umpires. But I think Karingal's got that one.
Agreed.
Yeah, I have to agree.
All right. So moving on to jeez, my game. So last week some of us took on Langwarrin, and we were able to come away with a win, 34-20.
Flip the script.
Yeah, from the couple of weeks prior to that, and that I think only came down to our first quarter. So we had a really good first quarter, and then it was even the entire rest of the game. Langwarrin actually, you'll know Jade, actually beat us in the last quarter by one, I believe. And it was just from that really great start that was able to put us in a position to move through to the grand final. And then we take on the undefeated Karingal. So they have beaten my side twice this year, and by narrow margins though. 2 or 3 goals, I think, the first time round. They did beat us a little bit better the next time round, which was a 10-goal deficit. So, look, it's going to be tough. There's a lot of experience on both of the courts.
You guys are very finals experience, aren't you? Reigning premiers.
Yeah, how many have you won now?
5 or so. 5 or 6. But look, one of my former premiership players is now playing in the Karingal side. So she's taken that 5 or 6. I can't remember, isn't that terrible? I don't know. It's 5 or 6 of those premierships. She's now playing in the Karingal side.
After a while, apparently.
So she's taking that experience to Karingal. That pressure, and also Emily, who played in the defence circle with me last year for last year's premiership, is also going to take the court for Karingal. So
might be a bit of heat in the game then.
Yeah, thankfully I don't have to play directly against either one of those girls. I feel good about that. But some of my teammates, it's hard when you come up against someone who's a good friend that you then have to line up against. You've got to kind of leave that to the side and get on with it. But I think that's the same across all of our comps. You guys will see it in A grade that you sometimes play in the same teams in other competitions, and then all of a sudden you've just got to be, everyone's enemy when you get onto the court. But look, in previous years, I've always been reasonably confident, thinking that I've had the team to go on and win the grand final. I really just don't feel that right now. I don't know if it's pre-game nerves or what it is, but I just don't feel my side has had the connection that we've had in previous years. So I'm really happy probably to go in as underdogs, and I think that that's where we deserve to be. Karingal are a ripper side and have won the games during the year and been undefeated for that reason. I don't know, we'll wait till next week to see whether I'm smiling or crying.
Girls going to tip.
Look, Look, I mean, that's scary. So that's a B grade. I think it would probably be one of the tighter games tomorrow. So that's
a good one to watch.
Yeah, that's what we'll hope to see, and I'll keep my fingers crossed. All right, so now we're here to talk about the most important game for tomorrow, which is the Division 2 A grade grand final. And that is going to be between your two clubs, Crew Point and Langwarrin. Now, you guys last week had a fantastic win against Seaford. It was the tightest tussle, and I think even up until the last quarter, we weren't quite sure from the sidelines who was going to run away with the win.
Neither was I, to be honest.
So how were you feeling out on the court?
It actually didn't feel too bad. I think momentum is a big thing, and as soon as you lose a pass or an umpire's call doesn't go your way, it kind of flipped the switch. So I think both teams experienced that, and we were just lucky enough to be strong enough to come away and fight harder.
Because the margins, I think, were blowing out somewhere up towards, like your 10 goals and around that way, and then bringing right down to 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah.
Is that, as a defender, like, are you just starting to get super nervous? Is there things that you're instructing your players to do differently? What's happening out there?
So we got the jump on them in the first quarter, had a really strong start, and then obviously they spent the game trying to creep that back in.
Yes.
As a defender, it was nerve-wracking. I think I'm kind of used to it though, and a lot of screaming at my players, which was encouraging, I hope. But we're just lucky enough that we kept our cool and just kept fighting, and then we're lucky enough to come away with the win.
Well, it must have been encouraging because you did come away with the win. So you got the 4-goal win against Seaford. I know Seaford, of course, would have been disappointed that they weren't able to make it through the grand final, but I know that they came together after the game, and as you would, and just reviewed what had happened. The girls then did, I think, head off to Vespar just down the road from the courts, and did a bit of a commiseration through there. And there's nothing that a few cocktails down at Vespar won't help. that won't hurt. Ease the pain a little bit. So we move on to the game tomorrow. So, Laura, having finished top of the ladder and have been able to have the week off and the break to come through into the grand final, how has that been for your team?
A little bit disjointed, really. It's a bit of a different scenario than we've been used to.
Yep, first time of top 5.
Yeah, first time in top 5. So we've only played one final to get to the grand final. I think we've got the maturity in the side that will prove results. I don't think it'll bother them too much. We've still been training, keep to the regular schedule. So I don't think it'll be too much of a factor.
And how are we going injury-wise across the two teams? So we know you've had your significant injury, Laura, with Adrian earlier in the season, but I think you've had enough time now to figure it out and know where everyone and what their jobs are. So is everybody ready to go and up and about for tomorrow?
Yeah, honestly, we're ready to go. Bodies are feeling good. I think Belinda would probably be the first to say I loved the few weeks off.
Yes. Probably a few less ice baths for her this week. Yes.
Yeah, because I know she was sore after that first one. So, there was a few sore bodies after our first final. So it did, in that way, prove to be really good to have that week off. But that momentum that you gain through playing games is a big factor. But, I think we'll be okay.
I think Belinda would, come off with more bruises as long as, she'll deal with it tomorrow, but there's not going to be, well, should I go for that ball because I might hurt myself or I might get bruised. There's no question. She'll be going for that. So, yes, we look forward to that tomorrow. And what about down at Langwarrin? So you've had some interesting times of the last few weeks. So I know that we were looking for the sister combo to maybe being up against each other.
That could have been interesting.
Yes, the matchup. Yes. So is Amy able to take the court for Langwarrin, or is she still an undecided?
Undecided.
So she'll get the last minute clearance, will she?
Well, hopefully. We're just got to see what the
all the physios and all those things say.
Got our fingers crossed, but at the end of the day, if we have been missing her, we'll just deal with it.
Yep.
So.
And there was a few other girls that came off and had a bit of ice on them at the end of the game, and it was a
tough game.
It was a tough game. I think that, between Seaford and Langwarrin, it was like almost a grudge match. Like there was so much physicality out on the court, which I don't think you'll get when you take Crib Point. I think they play a much different game. I don't think it's going to look like that from the sidelines particularly, and probably less bruises maybe as well. So of all of the girls who are wised up, are we going to get them all out on court tomorrow?
Yeah, they've all
pulled up okay?
Pulled up okay. They, feedback I've gotten from them is they're all fine and ready to go. So we're excited for it.
Fantastic, because it's amazing the work that the physios do and everything that to get all the girls back out on the court. So some of the key matchups that we're looking at, so we might or may not see Belinda versus Amy out on the court, but down in your defence end, so you'll be up against our sharpshooter this year. So what are we doing to look at stemming some of those goals coming through from Ebony?
Oh, really, I've got to do my job and shut her down, don't I? Hopefully, the girls around the ring can steady the flow and keep it off the ring, which would be, a bit of help for me. But, at the end of the day, I've got a job to do on Ebony, and she's a great player. I'm looking forward to it.
And likewise, Laura, so the Langwarrin girls were quite successful in the league awards with Emily Bennett picking up a couple of awards. What do your defenders need to do to shut down both Emily and Brooke, do you think?
Brooke, I think that's a key matchup, the Brooke one especially, with her height. I think Shay moving on to her last game, Shay Williams is a very versatile player. She can swing from goals to defence like that.
She really impressed me in your game at
awesome.
Chelsea. I don't normally see her. I don't know whether she just doesn't normally line up against Somerville, but she came on and geez, I was cheering for her because I was like, who is this girl? She's amazing.
No, she's been playing goals all year up until Adrian did her knee and had her off, obviously, and I coached them down at Rye and I'm like, Shay, go into goalkeeper, and she just has played there pretty much ever since.
You've probably lost yourself a goaler now.
Yeah, I know.
Because all goalers end up down the defence end eventually.
I know. But yeah, she did a super job. And actually it was funny because we were playing the first final that we played against you guys. We were doing okay the first bit of the first quarter, and then the momentum shifted and we started to sort of lose it a bit. We're like, in the first part, we're like, okay, Shay, you're going to go into goal shooter, blah, blah. And then it got to quarter time, like, goalkeeper. And she's like, oh my God, she was freaking out. She was so nervous, but she did such a good job.
She really did.
Yeah.
She's an amazing player. She's very raw. She hasn't had a lot of training. She's basketball background.
Yep.
So, we're really proud of her.
Yeah, fantastic. So who do you think are going to be the key matchups, do you think? What are going to be the ones that are really going to be the difference between a win or a loss, do you think? Is it easy enough to just be able to pick a couple out over the court?
I think Brooke's a big key for you guys. I think if she's on, she's on.
Yep.
And with her height, I think that's hard to beat. So I think that's an important one for us
Yep.
to consider.
Yep. And what about at Cribby? Is there something that you think you need to shut down?
Probably Ebony, really. She's a sharpshooter for a reason, and be my job to hopefully shut her down. And got to stop the balls from getting into the ring. And if we keep your girls from scoring, we're more likely to win. So.
Isn't that funny? Goals win games. I think one of the first things I was told in netball is if you get every set of pass, you almost can't lose a game. So everyone has to do their job.
That's right.
Across the court. Dion, where are we going to start her, do you think? Gun?
Yeah.
Yes?
Who knows? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Don't know yet?
No, it'll be in defence or mid-court.
Yeah.
Put her
I don't think
forward.
I've ever seen her in a goal circle.
We have. We've done it before. She doesn't go too bad in there either. But yeah, usually a wing defence, goal defence, centre position.
So when does that decision get made?
We made that last night.
Yes.
But we'll
Got to
keep
keep
that close to our chest, I
those
think.
right. So we won't see until you line up on the courts tomorrow.
Yeah. I think
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So I suppose we won't ask you girls to tip. Sammy, have you got a tip for tomorrow?
I think it's really hard to go past Group Point. Just their results over the whole season just proves that they're the team to beat. So I'm going to go with Cribby.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think with Langwarrin having missed out on playing the grand final last year, and that was something that I think is probably sitting under the surface and a bit raw for a few girls. I think they're going to come out and they're going to give it everything, but unfortunately, sitting beside me, I think that the overall team of Crib Point spread across the entire court is going to get the job done, but I think it's going to be close.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be really close. So I can't wait. So good luck to you both and your teams.
Definitely. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us.
Thank
It's been
you.
awesome to have a chat about tomorrow. Just really amp up the nerves for you guys.
Welcome to Grand Final Week.
No doubt it's going to be a great contest tomorrow with both clubs equally deserving of the win, so best of luck to you both. On that note, that brings our show to a close tonight. Best of luck to the Div 1 team still playing tomorrow for their chance in a spot at the Grand Final, and especially good luck to the Div 2 teams tomorrow playing in the big dance. Can't wait to see how we all go. Hope you have a great sleep tonight, everybody, and stay on for those nerves. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers. Have some.
Get your game face on.